welcome to River Bottom Bandits, episode 109.
Rainbow, cinnamon, gumdrop, lemon and purple people are a plastic mystery. Day-glow, bubblegum, pork chop, lilac lady will go down in history.
Alright, this is the week of August 7th, and we are going to start things off right with Prozac Teen. We have a special guest this week, TJ. He's going to talk a little bit about a classic. And finally, new this week, a phone patch between the two stores here. Very exciting, very confusing. Stay tuned for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. This is Prozac Teen, and I am here to give you the new releases for the week of August 7th, 2012. We're going to start the bunch off today with Bel Ami. This one looks like it has that guy who plays the vampire that all the girls are crazy about in Twilight. But this one has kind of like a British cultured Marley Bel Ami. Next up, we have the Lorax. The Lorax was one of my favorite books as a child. It is a story that tells you exactly why you should care about the earth and that you should not rape its resources, and more than likely, no one's going to listen because people are stupid. And speaking of hippy dippy, we have Marley. Marley is a documentary about Bob Marley, not to be confused with the film Marley and Me, which, to my surprise, had no reggae. I was very disappointed on that one, but I like the doggy. As much as I do like Bob Marley as an individual, I can't say I'm such a big fan of this trend of white guys going around with dreadlocks, and I am even less of a fan of the trend when I see people cutting off their dreadlocks and keeping them. That is disgusting, people. Finally, we have the Turin Horse. The Turin Horse seems to be about Nietzsche. And I'm a big fan of Nietzsche. I think he points out just how pointless life is and just how we have to deal with it. But that is my last take on it. And tune in next week. Bye-bye.
What can you tell me about the movie Dog Day Afternoon?
Oh, what? I saw it at the drive-in. Portland Twin Drive-in in 1975 was a double feature. We had Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon. It was, what's his name all the way there? Al Pacino, yeah. So, yep, went saw the drive-in. Great movie, based on a true story, a robbery of a bank that took place in 1972. The movie came out in 75. Brilliant cast, great writing. Like I said, it's pretty accurate to the story. Mostly what you learn from the movie, what I brought away from it more than anything, is that, gee, bank robbers are just people. It says they're pretty normal guys who kind of find themselves in a situation that didn't work out like they thought it was going to at all. And one of the more interesting sociological aspects of it is that Sonny, who is our /hero, anti-hero, the man who's planned the robbery, number one, this is 1975, the movie came out, he's homosexual. And 40 years ago, that was a much bigger deal than it is now. And second of all, the crowd who gathers outside the bank, which is a true story, becomes sympathetic to Sonny instead of to the police. And in the movie, he shouts at the police when he's out in the street. He yells at them the word Attica, Attica, and it fires the crowd up completely. And the police start cringing, everyone starts throwing things at the police, and he's screaming at him, Attica. Attica is the state prison in upstate New York. And Governor Rockefeller, in just about 6 months before the movie was produced, There'd been a prison riot. They'd taken some hostages, and they're negotiating. And he was going to show them who was boss, and he sent in the state police and National Guard, and 39 people died. And no one was very impressed with the powers that be and the police along about that time. So when Sonny yells Attica at him, it really means something special. It's a wonderful movie. I'd recommend it for anyone. It's a personal drama. And let alone that the acting's superb, the directing, the writing, even the art direction's really good. And it's interesting to see the whole Stockholm Syndrome thing develop between the hostages and the kidnappers, and everyone's in a fluid situation. No one knows what's going to happen. And the end is just great. Just great. So I'd highly recommend it for anyone, anytime.
Awesome. Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
We keep talking.
You got it?
You sold another one? Well, what's the deal with Marley?
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't...
It's freaking me out for a second.
You're getting a movie called... Oh, you're getting Bel Ami, where Robert Pattinson sleeps with a lot of ladies in the 19th century.
Yes. I bet he wishes that were true because his girlfriend just cheated on him.
Kristen Stewart?
Yeah, the director of Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yeah.
Yeah, she boned him.
Boned is not okay.
Not in print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beyond the Black Rainbow's coming out pretty soon.
Oh yeah, that looks awesome. Yeah. We watched that trailer like last year or something.
Yeah, then we watched it again.
I don't know, the Lorax looks pretty CGI.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss never fails when it comes to movie adaptations. Just look at the Cat in the Hat.
It's like Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland was totally weird.
Yeah.
Just weird.
Yeah, and Johnny Depp really looked like Elijah Wood in that movie,
Yeah.
I think.
It was the gap.
Yeah.
It was the gap in his two off-sized eyes.
Keep talking, Blondie.
Dude, I just watched a movie with Elijah Wood last night.
Yeah.
Like you hung out with him and watched a movie?
Oh man, I wish. You know a movie I'd watch with him?
Lord of the Rings?
No.
That would be weird.
Harry Potter. You'd love it.
I would laugh.
Yeah. No, I watched The Faculty, which we talked about last week.
Right, you picked that up on Blu-ray.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, we're watching The Faculty, and you know what Gailey says? Forgot Usher was in this movie.
Man, there were some great Usher picks on that podcast vid last week. 108.
Yeah.
108 had some great Usher picks.
That boy nailed it. Those are from his personal collection.
He brought in his own
hard drive,
his own USB flash drive. But the U in his USB stands for Usher standard picks. It's a USP.
Yeah.
You didn't really listen to most of what I just said.
No, you said something.
That's what I thought. I bet the Lorax will look good on Blu-ray.
Yeah. What's the story anyway? Something about trees? I don't think I ever read it.
It's an environmental message. The Onceler is chopping down all the trees and killing all the animals to make some sweaters or something, and the Lorax isn't happy about it. He speaks for the trees.
So we'll have some sort of liberal agenda push media slapped onto it?
That's right, but not like the Muppets.
Right. That was just blatant.
Yeah, that was so extreme. It was like, stop shoving your liberal agenda down my throat.
No, I don't like that.
No,
you don't like
not
that.
fun.
No.
Nothing to even joke about.
Talk about detention.
Oh, I was thinking about that a little bit too. All the 90s references, I feel like the movie is for a generation that's not going to get most of the references, right? Most people who remember that stuff aren't going to enjoy a movie made like that.
But I think people born in the 90s kind of try and, that's what they were born with, so they try and remember the stuff that happened in the 90s, and And
You talking about Dr. Seuss?
yeah, no, that was from 1969.
Good question.
No, we're talking about Detention.
A lot heavy on the 90s references. They even say the 90s are the new 80s.
So what are you excited for this movie?
I was going to ask you about Marley, if Marley was one of those Marley and Me movies, or if it's the Bob Marley documentary.
It's a Bob Marley documentary. It totally played up the dead dog angle there.
Is the dog? Oh yeah, the second one was a prequel, wasn't it?
Or something. Or it was like a story that took place within the alternate reality. It was an alternate reality, yeah.
Seriously?
It was Marley and Me in a different dimension.
That's a sci-fi flick?
Totally. It was like one of those what if comics. It's like, what if the dog from Marley and Me didn't die?
What is up with that dog being dead?
I'll see you back tomorrow.
If I had made the movie.
Man. Hey guys, this is totally the type of book that my mom would try and get me to read. Lame, right? Yeah, it's a pretty good book. I can finish it right now if I wanted to. Just keep talking about how that was actually the ending of the story and there wasn't really anything else. I actually gave a punchline. Either people just don't appreciate the story itself, the storyteller being me, or the punchline wasn't that good and it didn't have that much of an effect on you guys in order to make you laugh and think that the story was over. End of story, like that was the end of the story.
Wait, I missed the end of the story. What happened?
So everybody thought I was a jerk.
Cause you hate dogs?
Like I waste my time with that.
Oh.
This is a one-nighter.
So yeah, that documentary about Bob Marley sounds pretty good.
Greg of Barton Greg's DVD Explosion said it was really vibey.
I'm out.
Just a little insight in reality TV for you.
I said, great job. Looks good enough to eat.
Gross?
I can put two and two together there. So it was a brownie.
It was a dad joke.
Yeah, well,
you didn't even plan it. I mean, you can find dad jokes in basically anything.
Sometimes 2 + 2 = number 2.
Sounds really aggressive.
Well,
kind of like this.
Yeah, angry. Oh, is that my typing?
Yeah.
I type with authority.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
No, you gotta replace those keyboards every few months.
If you're not getting carpal tunnel, you're doing it wrong, is what my mom always told me about typing. Did your mom teach you how to word process?
On the computer?
Yeah, my mom sat me down one Saturday afternoon and we just drilled and drilled and drilled typing drills.
Wow. She had big plans for you.
She did.
How'd that work out?
I'm here. Yeah.
You should let his mom know that she did a good job. All right, cool. Well, this was great, guys. Can't wait to do this next week.
We'll try and be a little more focused next week. Sometimes 2 + 2 = number 2.
Now, in November, come the longer evenings when folks drop in to play bridge or stop for a snack after the movies. So keep the refrigerator stocked with Kraft's famous cheese food, Velveeta, to spread or slice for swell toasted sandwiches. Velveeta's a natural for late evening snacks, you know, because it's digestible as milk itself. And these days, you really ought to be buying rich golden Velveeta in the 2-pound size, so you'll have plenty for snacks and also to melt for economical meatless main dishes. Remember, smooth melting Velveeta helps supply the protein you expect from a main dish, but the price is low. Tomorrow, get Kraft's famous Velveeta.